let me play you another clip from the Trump interview, because it's not just about what he says is his temporary ban. Let's listen to what he has to say here.
They got to play ball. Now, if they're not going to play ball, it's never going to work out. And that's part of the problem. They know what's going on, whether it's the mosques or whatever. If they see people like this that are radical and become radicalized and want to do great harm, you got to turn them in. And if you don't turn them in, it's going to be very hard to be able to get along.
Now, let's park to one side Trump's call for a temporary ban on Muslims entering the US. He's already reining back himself. He says, just a suggestion, it came the day after, we have to remember, the big terror attack in California from radicalized, homegrown Islamic terrorists. So it wasn't out of nowhere, this. Put that to one side, because that was inflammatory. I myself wrote a column criticising him for it. But on this other point that he makes quite regularly, which is, look, you look at what happened in Paris, look at what happened in Brussels. There are clearly parts of a lot of major European cities where there are terrorists living in communities of other Muslims, and for whatever reason, other Muslims in those communities feel they can't report them. That must be happening in London, in parts of London. It must be happening, I guess, in other cities in this country. As the first Muslim London mayor, an amazing achievement, and you defied a lot of vitriol coming your way to get there. What are we going to do to try and encourage the wider Muslim community all over Europe to root out terrorists?
Well, I mean, let me give you an example of the problem we face. But for the grace of God, it could have been my wife, my daughters, and the trains and the buses and 7-7, or your children. So it's a problem facing all of us. I'm quite clear from speaking to security experts and the Met Police Commissioner that the best way for them to get intelligence is people coming forward to report things. That family's a bit suspicious, they bought fertiliser. That young person's become radicalised. And that's one of the reasons why I'm keen to bring neighbourhood policing back onto our streets. So ordinary Londoners, ordinary citizens can have the confidence to report anything suspicious to the police. Err on the side of caution, report something. That also means more integration. We've got to make sure...
So Trump's not wrong, is he, about that?
Oh, part of what Donald Trump is saying in that particular section, I couldn't disagree with much of it. We've got to make sure we've all got a stake in our society. We have a sense of belonging. We report crime. We report things that could be erring on the side of caution. The suspicious package, the family acting strangely, the children being suddenly plucked out of school, taken away.
I mean, imagine if a family reports another family for buying fertiliser. That's not something that's going to unite communities. Well, it's incredibly divisive and encourages suspicion, doesn't it?
I've got two daughters, right? Like most parents, I'm worried about them being groomed on the internet, sexually groomed. And if I suspected that happening, what I do? Report to the authorities, report to the teachers, want the website closed down.
But that's much more clear-cut, isn't it?
What about radicalisation on the internet? Why aren't we closing down these websites? Why aren't we giving parents the skills, the teachers the skills, the neighbours, the uncles and aunties, the confidence to report these things? You know, there's a saying, it takes a village to raise a child. I think it's going to take a village in London, all of us, to defeat terrorism. But you know what? We can do it. We can do it by showing the rest of the world that Western liberal values and mainstream Islam are compatible.
You see, I would say, having talked to Trump at length about this several times now, you know, he's adamant, I'm not anti-Muslim. He employs a lot of Muslims. He has Muslim friends. It's the old thing, I've got Muslim friends, but he has. I've seen them. I've met them. He says, I'm not anti-Muslim, I'm anti-terror, and I want the Muslim community to do more to root out terrorists. There is common ground between you and him.
I've said we have a role to play, not because we're more responsible, but because we're more effective. That's my point about... and my point is this, but by you saying you're going to have a blanket ban on all Muslims going to America, with the exception of the Mayor of London, I think
even you may have been taken off the list now.
Thanks, Piers. Thank you very much.
But just to be clear, you've invited Donald Trump on this programme to come to London, to come to your house, meet your family.
I want Donald Trump to come to the greatest city in the world, to understand that actually we've shown the rest of the world, and forgive the pun, that hope trumps fear, that unity trumps division, and I'll be a mayor for all Londoners, but also if I can educate the next, the presumptive Republican presidential nominee, but about Islam, I'm happy to do so.
And are you prepared to take the IQ test that he'd like you to take to prove that you're fit to be debating with him?
As Donald Trump is a very intelligent man, he will know intelligence ain't the same as ignorance.
You know what, Sadiq Khan, I'm very pleased that you're the London mayor. It's good that we have a Muslim mayor. It's important at this time. I would like you and Donald Trump to come together at some stage. It's important our mayor of our capital city and the presumptive Republican nominee find common ground they can debate, which helps people, and stop trading insults.
Well, listen, absolutely, and I'm willing to do my bit to show Donald Trump the very best of London, and obviously I'm wishing the other woman wins.
The other woman? The other woman,
I'm hoping Hillary trounces him.
Well, nice to say that you're really impartial on this. But look, it's good to see you.
No, really good to be here.
Please come back
it's
again.
A pleasure.
We've enjoyed having that discussion. It's an important discussion.
I don't think Sadiq's under any obligation to be impartial at all, is he?
Clearly not.
Good to see you. Thanks very much
Really,
indeed.
really good to be here.
Good to see you.